Meseches Nazir Daf Samach Gimel. The Mishnah says that a Nazir that was Megaleach, and it was known to him that he became Tameh. So if the Tumah was a Tumah Yedua, then it's Sois. However, if the Tumah that he was Metame to was Tumas Atahoim Einoi Soiser. And the Mishnah says that if he knew about the Tumas Atahoim before the Giluach, that even on Tumas Atahoim, the Tumas Atahoim is Soiser. Ein Chaim in Sefer is a tremendous harichas when the Sugya Tumas Atahoim, and he asks a tremendous kasha that over here it's Mavur. That is a special kula by Nazir. That Tumas Atahoim is not Seiser, is specifically when he didn't know about the Tumah before the Giluach. However, if he knows about the Tumah before the Giluach, then the Tumas Atahoim is Seiser. And Reb Chaim asks, why is it different than the Sugya in Psochim, that it pertains the same halacha by Oise Pesach, that Tumas Atahoim has a kula the same way it has for Nazir, that Tumas Atahoim is not Sois, it has a special kula Gabe Oise Pesach, that Tumas Atahoim is not Metame, and it's shver that over there's a machloikis in the Gemara, and the Gemara brings from Rav Ashi that even if it was known to him that he was nitma b'Tumas Atahoim before Zrika, nevertheless the Zrika is Miratza. And the Chaim asks, what's the difference? Why over here do you say that you need the Noid Aloi after the Giluach? So the same thing should pertain by Yisra Pesach also, since the matter of Tumas Atahoim is the fact that he didn't know that there was a Tumah. So the same way by Nazir, it's only if it wasn't known that there was a Tumah till after Giluach, who din by Pesach, it should be specifically if it wasn't known until after Zrika. So Chaim says that the answer is Kashi is that's Mavur, that there's two separate halachas in the halach of Tumas Atahoim. There's one halach of Tumas Atahoim, the Etzem Chefza, that Tumas Atahoim is choluk from other tumas, and there's another din in Tumas Atahoim, that Tumas Atahoim is matir and is mutter for Nazir and Oise Pesach. So Chaim says the Gabi the Chalois Tumas Atahoim, since it wasn't known to him at the time he was Tomei, definitely has a Chashivas Mitzad Ikechevtza that this is a Tumas Atahoim, and the whole discussion is the Gabi the Heter. That Tumas Atahoim is mutter the Gabi Noze and the Gabi Pesach. There's a room to discuss if he knew about it afterwards. Is a mevatel the het of Tumas Atahoim, but the chefts of Tumas Atahoim you definitely have. So Chaim says according to this is Mirshav Hativ that it's Choluk Pesach and Nozer. Because the Gabi Pesach is Mavur in the Sugim Psochim that the head of Tumas Atahoim is told in Ritzit Sitz. So since you have a Chefz of Tumas Atahoim, even if it's Noida afterwards, nevertheless there could be a head because of Ritzit Sitz. However, by Nazir, the whole head is because of Tumas Atahoim itself, and therefore since it was Noida Loi before Giluach, therefore you don't have the het of Tumas Atahoim, because by Nazir you need the het of Tumas Atahoim, and it doesn't pertain the het of Tumas Atahoim if it was Noidele before Giluach. Moving further on, the Mishnah says that if someone went to the mikveh to mitar from Tumas Meiz, and then he came in contact in the mikveh with Tumas Atahoim, that since he's becheskas Tomei, halacha is his Tomei doesn't have the heter of Tumas Atahoim. And Mishnah says shecheskas Tomei sherglayim ledover. I the Rosh that learns that reglayim ledover is lav dafko, and the main nekuda in this Mishnah is that the whole halacha of Tumas Atahoim was specifically and so it doesn't have a cheskas Tumah. However, the Rambam says that the Mishnah means to say Shurglayim Ladova, that together in that there's a cheskas Tumah is that there's a Reglayim Ladova, that the halacha is like the Chazaka, because if you'll go and analyze and clear in every suffix, even though it can't be nispar. Ein ledov v'soif, so therefore you have to be teifis hamuchzik. It's mashma, the Rambam in Pirush Mishnayos over here is saying that the Geden Chazaka is that you have to go basa Chazaka and you can't clear on every suffix that won't be able to be nispar. Ein the Sefer Shari Torah that says, you see from the Rambam that the Geden Chazaka is not a hachro and a bir in a suffix, rather you mamidin adavor b'cheskosim misofik, and it's not achro vadai. Ein the Marit that's brought in the Shmaitza that brought a raya from our Mishnah to a tremendous yisoid that the Shmaitza is Meirich on the Maritz yisoid, that the Marit says that the halacha is machzikin me'isser le'isser. That means that you see in our Mishnah that although there's a cheskas tumah and the cheskas tumah b'yisoide would be poka because he went to the mikveh, but now that's nischadish another suffix in tumas atahoim, you machzikim me'isser le'isser, and it has a status like a cheskas tumah. The Marit says that hu adin, if you have a isha that's becheskas eishesish and there's a suffix, if she's zakuk liyibum and her husband died, so she definitely doesn't have a status of eishesish. Nevertheless, since she was awesome bikara, there is a chazaka that she is zakuk liyibum and she doesn't have a heter from the original issa. However, the Shmaitzer says it's not a raya from our Mishnah because our Mishnah is talking about specifically Tomei Meis, and since both of these surim were the same shame, so specifically by Tomei Meis and Tomei Meis, who passes the halacha machzikim mi'issa le'issa, and this person has a status of chazaka the mikar that he cheskas toma. However, a different issa that's not related to the first issa doesn't pertain to the halacha of machzikim mi'issa le'issa. And the Shmaitzer says he sees according to Tosfos specifically Tomei Meis, and however not Tomei Sheretz. However, Ayin Shimon and the Stipler say it's not a raya because Tomei Sheretz is a tumakala, so therefore wouldn't have an effect on the cheskas tuma legabi nozer b'chlal because the Sheretz is not metame for nozer at all. And the Shmaitzer continues that you have no raya from our Mishnah legabe the din kloli of machzikin mi'isser le'isser, because our Mishnah does not mean that since there was a chazaka de mikora that this person was Tomei Meis, so therefore we don't have a halacha of tumas atahoim. Rather, the understanding is that halacha mesuyim in regard to tumas atahoim, that's only when someone's not becheskas tumah. However, if someone is becheskas tumah, he doesn't have the het of tumas atahoim b'chlal. Ein the Sefer Zer Zahov on the bottom of the new Shav Shmaitzes that say what's the beer in the machlokes Shmaitz and Marit, that the Marit brings a raya from our Mishnah machzikim islis. However, the Shmaitz says that our Mishnah is different because it's shem echad. What's the nakuda, the machlokes between the Shmaitz and Marit if you could compare shem echad to two shneimos? So he says that's totally in tremendous chakira that Reuven Gazovsky says in Shurim and Yevomis. The yesh lachkor, and that the ein machzikin mi isser le'isser is the pshat that since the isurim are two different isurim, so the first isser has no connection b'chlal, and so if it was becheskas heter in regard to the second isser, all the pshat is b'yisoidoi, all the isurim, since the bottom line it's also the b'yisoidoi could be mitzurif, but the point is that since you need a siba hamischadeshes to have the second isser, there has to be nischadish, another tumor, or she had to be zokuk liyibum, which is a siba hamischadeshes. So b'chagavna doesn't pass the halacha chazaka. The whole nisoy the chazaka is to leave the dover b'chaskosei. However, over here you need a second isser to aser. It doesn't pass the halacha of chazaka b'chalal. Now in the Beis Halevi there has a riches about this nakuda even. By one isser, if you need a ma'aser to mischadish, it doesn't pass the halacha of chazaka b'chlal. And the Zer Zov learns that that's good for the machlokes Shmaitz and Marit, that the Shmaitzer learned that the nekuda in ein machzikim mi isser le'isser is the klapi, the second isser. It's as if there's a cheskes heter, so therefore it's a shem echod. You can't say it's becheskas heter because both of these surim are b'shem echad. However, the Marit learned the nakuda of why you would say Eimach Zikin mi Isser is because you need a siba hamischadeshes for the new Isser. So therefore, it doesn't make a difference one shame or two shames since you need a siba hamischadeshes. So therefore, if you hold Eimach Zikin mi Isser, it wouldn't have a status of a cheskes Isser. Ein Reb Shimon and Reb Ruvain and the Stipler say another reason why it's not right from our Mishnah that Marzikin mi Isser. They explain the reason why in our Mishnah. If there's Tumas at the Hoim and he's Becheskas Tomei, the reason why it's Tomei is not because of Eimach Zikin Isser, rather the Geder is because it's Toivel V'Sheretz B'Yodoi, and they bring their Chaim said that is a loch of Toivel V'Sheretz B'Yodoi. That's not also like Tvila, it's not the Pshat that's Chal, a new Tumah, rather it's not Chal, a Taira on the original Tumah, since there is another Tumah that's Chal and would be Neschadish in the Iker Tvila, and the Shimon says it's totally in the Chakira, in the Iker Ged of Tyre in the mikvah. If Tyre is misalik the tumah, it's mashvech at least Tyre on the gavra. If it's mashvech at least Tyre on the gavra, since there's another tumah, so it can't be chal b'chlal. So it's also hated that since over here there is another tumah in the mikvah, so therefore it's not chal the Tyre on the original issa, and it's not a right to halacha of machzikim issa b'chlal. Ein Reb Ruvain, it says that. So here, what's the pshat? The Marit, it says the Marit holds that since the Maisi, you need a siba mischadeshes, you need the fact there's another tumah to stare the Tyre on the original tefillos. Therefore, the Marit holds it's a raya, the machzikim isel is v'ayin sham.